Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sirajul Faizi. I welcome you in my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am going to talk about estimation of nitrogen. So let us start nitrogen determinations by Gilda methods. The Gilda method is used to determine the nitrogen content in organic and inorganic samples. For longer than 100 years, the Gilda method has been used for determinations of nitrogen in a wide range of samples. The determination of Gilda nitrogen is made in food, drinks, meat, feeds, cereals, and forages for calculations of the protein contents. Also, Gilda method is used for the nitrogen determinations in wastewater, soils, and other samples. So, Gilda procedures involve three major steps: digestions, distillations, and titrations. DDT, digestions, distillation, and titrations. What is the meaning of digestion? Digestions means organic nitrogen is converted into ammonium ion, and distillations mean ammonia is distilled and retained in a receiver vessels, and titrations determinations of nitrogen. Now I will talk on digestions. The aim of digestion procedure is to break the nitrogen bond in the sample and convert all the organically bonded nitrogen into ammonium ions. Organic carbon and hydrogen form carbon dioxide and water. In this process, the organic material carbonizes, which can be visualized by the transformation of the sample into black foam. During the digestion, the foam decomposes and finally a clear liquid indicates the completion of the chemical reaction. For this purpose, the sample is mixed with sulfuric acid at temperature between 350 and 380 degrees Celsius. The higher the temperature used, the faster digestion can be obtained. The speed of the digestions can be greatly improved by the additions of salt and catalyst. Potassium sulfate is added in order to increase the boiling point of the sulfuric acid, and catalyst are added in order to increase the speed and efficiency of the digestion process. Friends, oxidizing agent can also be added to improve the speed even further. So your protein contains nitrogen, it reacts with sulfuric acid, it gives ammonium sulfate, carbon dioxide, and water. So after the digestions is completed, the sample is allowed to cool to room temperature, then diluted with water and transferred to the distilled units. So what happens in distillations? During the distillation state, the ammonium ions are converted into ammonia by adding alkali. The ammonia is transferred into the receiver vessel by means of steam distillations. So ammonium sulfate reacts with sodium hydroxide, it gives ammonia gas and sodium sulfate and water. The receiving vessel for distillate is filled with a absorbing solution in order to capture the dissolved ammonia solution, ammonia gas. Friends, common absorbing solution involve aqueous boric acid of 2 to 4% concentration. The ammonia is quantitatively captured by boric acid solution forming solvated ammonium ion. So boric acid react with ammonia and water, it give ammonium ions. Also, other acid can be used to precisely closure a volume of sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid that capture the ammonia forming solvated ammonium ions. Sulfuric acid react with ammonia, it gives ammonium ion and sulfates. Now friends, titrations. The concentration of captured ammonium ions can be determined using two types of titrations. When using the boric acid solution as absorbing solutions, an acid-base titration is performed using a standard solution of sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid and a mixture of indicators depending on the amount of ammonium ion present. Concentration is the range of 0.01 N to 0.5 N are used. Alternatively, the end point can be determined potentiometrically with a pH electrode, and this titration is called direct titrations. Boric acid plus HX give X minus BOH thrice and plus water. H is a strong acid, X is equal to Cl, it is. When using sulfuric acid, a standard solution as the absorbing solution, the residual sulfuric acid, the excess not reacted with ammonia, is titrated with sodium hydroxide, a standard solution, and by difference the amount of ammonia is calculated, and this titration is called back titration. So you can see here sulfuric acid totals react with ammonia and form ammonium ion. So friends, process scheme. The optimal simple amounts 0.01 to 5 gram depends on the expected nitrogen content, but also affect the choice of titrant concentration. The limit of simple amount normally need to be found experimentally. It should contain 30 to 140 milligrams nitrogen. Ideally, the particle size should be less than 1 ml. The sample must be homogeneous and it should be mild if necessary. The volume of sulfuric acid, 98% used, is a function of expected consumptions of sulfuric acid in the redox reactions converting sulfuric acid to sulfur dioxide. By the end of the digestion, a surplus of the acid has to be present in a sufficient amount in order to keep the non-volatile ammonium ions in solution and prevent the loss of volatile ammonia. Typically for 1 gram sample, 2 Gilda tablets of 5 grams are used together with 20 ml of 98% sulfuric acid and digestion time of 90 minutes are applied. A good ratio is 1 gram of Gilda catalyst mixture to 2 ml of 98% sulfuric acid. The digestion time depends on the chemical structure of the sample, the temperature, the amount of sulfate ions and the catalyst. As an example, in the following figures, we show the process of digestion, distillation and titration for sample of milk. Now you can see digestions, you can see balance. Now you have the sulfuric acid 98%. So shake the milk sample carefully so that it does not foam. Weight approx 5 gram of homogeneous sample. Now place the sample into a digestion flask. Add 2 Gilda tablets of 5 gram of Missouri catalyst. Add 20 ml sulfuric acid 98%. Carefully suspended the sample by gently swirling the tubes. Now bring the digestion tube flask and mixture into digestion unit and into heating block. Heat the mixture 350 to 380 degrees Celsius until white fumes can be seen. Continue the heating for about 180 minutes. The vapors of water and sulfuric acid are bubble through a solution of sodium hydroxide scrubber to neutralize them. The digestion is finished when the sample will be totally transparent with a slightly blue color due to the copper from the catalyst. The sample is allowed to cool to room temperature and cautiously approx 100 ml of water is added. Then the content of the glass tube is transferred to the distillation unit. So you can see here the heating block and scrubbers. Now the distillations. 50 ml of sodium hydroxide 50% solution is added to the sample to neutralize the pH and to convert ammonia into ammonia. And third, a stream of water vapor is bubbled into the sample to entrain the ammonium form. Now NH3 is condensed, and NH3 is captured in 50 ml of boric acid solution 4% that contains 6 to 7 drops of Tashiro indicator. When ammonia reacts with boric acid, the solution turns red, violet to green due to the color change of the indicator from acid to base medium. Around 150 ml of condensate is captured in the boric acid solution. It can take approximately 5 minutes. And you see the first sample already digested with the sulfuric acid 98%. Now friend, do the titrations. Titrate with HCl 0.25 mole until the solution has a slightly violet color. With the volume and concentration of HCl needed, we can calculate the number of moles of nitrogen atoms in the sample and then the percentage of protein in the milk sample. So friends, reagent used in general analysis digestions, you can see general catalyst, and this is the calculations. You have used general analysis digestion, acid and oxidant for digestions, and distillations, you can do the distillations. So friends, you can estimate presence of nitrogens in your sample. So friends, hope this video will be helpful to you. If you like this video, then subscribe my channel, and thanks for watching.